Right, Keir Starmer's digital ID is for the common good by MILLENNIAL MOANS. Today's date is let me check. Oh God, I should have written this down. I look like a fool now. It's the 26th of September 2025. Right. Time is creeping up on us all, I suppose. We're all getting very old and decrepit, and that's, oh God, oh gosh, that's quite depressing. Oh God. Alright, anyway, I forgot to start off with the jovial expression, so here goes. Hello! Alright, yeah, that's that done, I suppose. I only got to do it for every recording. Right, I'm going to talk to you about a few things. Now, I've been bombarded with stuff about Charlie Kirk, and people that are sending me excerpts from a movie called Snake Eyes. Guys, please just give it a rest, alright? Just give it a rest. We're sick and tired of these truthers. And, they're just like, they're like a cat that, goes after the leaves that move in the wind. They go after anything that moves. Their kind of eyes are set for motion. And they pounce on anything that moves. You know that this is what the truthers are like. I'm sick and bloody tired of you sending me stuff about the Charlie Kirk thing, alright? It's absolutely horrible what happened, and it does not need to be discussed by amateurs, alright? Know your place. Know your place. You're not professionals, you're not experts, you're amateurs, alright? Alright, that kind of segues onto what I want to talk about, which is Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of Great Britain. He wants to introduce digital IDs for all adults. Now, initially I was quite creeped out by the idea that the government would have my digital ID, as it were, to be able to see, the incredible amount of time that I spend on forums related to 1980s children's TV programs, such as Doctor Who. They would be able to find out how much time I'm spending on these forums, how much time I'm talking about 1980s British TV shows that were made for children. So, I don't like the idea that the government could know what I'm up to, what I'm doing in my free time. They'd also probably notice other things that I'd prefer to remain hidden, alright? So, initially I was against the idea of a digital ID, but then I thought about it. Now, I thought about it about a night later. A night later I was in a pizzeria, and I was ordering a pizza, and the pizza came, and I ate the pizza, and at the bottom of the plate there was a piece of paper, and the paper, it was like a little puzzle. You had to answer 10 questions to find out what your IQ was, alright? So I answered the 10 questions. You do it on your phone. You go to the website and you answer the 10 questions on your phone. And it said, to get your result, please transfer £1,000 to this bank account in a country that was not England, and that may have been Nigeria. Alright, it may have been Nigeria. To be honest, I can't really remember the details because I was so delighted when I got the feedback. So I transferred £1,000 British to this bank account, and then I got a text message telling me that my IQ was 146, alright? Now, the text message also told me that I was well inside the top 100, not 100%, sorry, the top 1% of the population of Great Britain, that I was well inside the top 1% of the most intelligent people. In fact, it was approximately out of 893 people, I would be the smartest. So if you had a room of your average, citizens, 893 of them, and if I was there, I'd be the smartest one in the room, okay? Now, you can imagine that I was quite delighted with this, but at the same time I was now surprised, because I've always known that I was a bit of a clever clogs. So I decided that, and my aunties were always telling me how smart I was, and aunties wouldn't lie, they wouldn't tell you lies. So I decided to post my results on Twitter, which is now called X, which is a ridiculous name, but we'll not get into that. And I was absolutely disgusted by people saying that the test I did, the IQ test, was a scam, that I'd just been scammed of £1,000. A lot of people were saying that, the result was questionable. Now, these are obviously grug-brained people. They would now understand, a real IQ test if they jumped up and bit them in the behind. If you want to get professional results for an IQ test, you've got to pay £1,000. It's as simple as that. And dumb people don't tend to spend £1,000 on IQ tests. They tend to spend that money on gambling on the horses, or gambling on football pools. But we smarties, we want to know how brainy we are, so we send away £1,000 at a whim. Now, let me just make sure this is recording, because the calendar's in the way of me recording there. Yes, it's recording, right. So, as I was, to get back to Keir Starmer and the digital ID, at first I thought, no, I don't like the idea of the government know what I'm up to. But then I thought, what if, now, and I'm just throwing this out there, what if the digital IDs for everyone, 99% of the population, of the people who fall below 146 IQ, which would mean that great people like myself, very intelligent people, we are exempt from the digital ID, because the government, this is the way I've theorised it in my head, and I think it's quite smart. The government, if I were in charge, if I were in Keir Starmer's stilettos, I would be saying to myself, you know what, we need to keep an eye on 99% of the British population, because they're dum-dums, they're idiots, and there's nought so dangerous as a fool. Nought so dangerous as a fool. So I was thinking to myself, that makes sense, because ordinary people, stupid people, they could cause a revolution over something absolutely silly, really silly, gossip, hearsay, like the truthers, okay? Very dangerous people, and I think as someone who's way above all that, looking down at them, I think it would be wise of the British government to keep tabs on 99% of the citizens, because they're now to be trusted. They can't trust themselves. They're so retarded. But why would the government give people like me, special people, emphasis on the special people, intelligent people? Why would the government give us, a free pass when it comes to digital ID? I'll tell you why. The government needs to back off from we sensible people, because we are the people who provide real change, innovation and progression. Okay? So, we elite in the intelligentsia, we need to be left alone to our own devices, so that we can perform our duties to the utmost of our ability. Now, in saying that, I often wish I'd been born in a different time, because if I'd been born in a different time, I'd probably be some sort of emperor. Someone in the live chat saying like Julius Caesar or Augustus Caesar. Well, I'll take your word for it. I've never heard of those guys. That's probably because I don't read books. The only source of information for me is X, and unfortunately those names have not appeared on X, so therefore I don't know who Julius and Augustus Caesar are, but I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you for that, and thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I'm not one for reading the books. I think if you want to be a great writer, you don't need to read. You don't need to improve your verbal IQ. It comes to you naturally. You're born. You're gifted. You're born as a great writer. You don't need to read books. And that's why I don't read books, because I don't need to read books. I know it all. And if I want to know more, all I have to do is go to X. That's where the information is. It's not called the information superhighway for no reason, Right, what else did I want to say? There was something else I wanted to get at. Yeah, I'm thinking in the future of making a video about my time in Clown College, when I went to Clown College down in London. I don't know if people would be interested in that. You'll have to let me know in the comments section. Would that grab your interest? Me talking about my terrible experience at a prestigious Clown College in London? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm not sure if it will be everyone's cup of tea. So, what do you think, guys? Should Sir Keir Starmer, should he introduce the digital ID for 99% of British people, which means that someone like myself would be free to get on with it without big government looking over his shoulder, you know, making great changes for society, being a guiding light in the darkness, millennial moans, or moansy if you prefer. You know, I was just, the other night I felt quite nostalgic, and I took out, it was kind of a dream list when I was 15 years old, and I was writing where I saw myself in 4 years' time when I'd be 19, and at the time I was quite humble. And what I hoped for was quite simple, quite modest. One thing was I wanted to be the ruler of the world. That was on my list, and you know, looking back, you know, it was never on the cards, because the powers that be, you know, they don't want someone too clever to be running things, and that's why they've kind of ignored me. So I had to adapt, you know, as you do. You have to adapt in an ever-changing world, and I decided that I would go to Clown College. So that's where I went for a few months, but I couldn't hack it, because you know, it was quite an emotional roller coaster, and I'll get into that in another video if people are interested. But anyway, that's all I want to say. To conclude, I think Keir Starmer's. Oh, 1 second, people in the live chat, what are you saying? Right. Okay, I want moderators. I want you to ban anyone who's questioning the validity of the IQ test I paid £1,000 for. All right. Yeah. Please, just block them, and report them as well. And by the way, people, fans of Millennial Moans, if you see any websites, any social media, any YouTube channels taking the piss out of yours truly, and that's me, by the way, please flag the channel. Take a screenshot of you flagging the channel, and then I'll also flag the channel and try and get it taken down. You know, people like me we're delicate due to our genius, and you know, it's really a travesty that people out there would be taking the piss out of great people like me. So I'll leave it there. Yes, for the digital ID, with the proviso that people like me are left out of it, and I think it will be for the common good. Yes, that's it, the common good.